Hey folks, Sam here with Sam Wood Outdoors. What a day. I got to go down to Madison, speak in front of the Sporting Heritage Committee in our state capitol, met with lawmakers all about what we can do to improve Wisconsin Trappers Ed. Hats off to Rob Staffold. He is the guy. He's a trapper and he's the head of this committee. Otherwise, we would have never been there talking about it. But he reached out to me, said, hey, what are some of the problems we have? How can we make them better? Listen, I didn't go down there to slam on people. I didn't go down there to fight with the WTA or anything else. I went down there to basically say, here's what I see, what's wrong with it. I see what's wrong with it is we have a bottleneck effect. We cannot get people in the Trappers Ed class. They fill up too fast. They're not available in every single county. 20 years ago when they put this system together, it was a cat's ass. But people didn't have social media. Their lives weren't as busy as they are now. Now you got kids, it's hard, you're taking them to sports, you're doing this, you're doing that. So it's really hard. So I suggested not getting rid of everything we got now, but building on it. You have some awesome people donating their time, teaching these classes, and it's freaking amazing. But, you can get online degrees in the state of Wisconsin for just about anything, nursing, accounting. You can even get an online degree to go work for the DNR, but you can't get an online certificate for Trappers Ed. They have a course. I think it's lacking. It's 80s school, it's a lot of reading and everything. I think they can move it up to videos. I think they could make it a little more user-friendly, make it easy peasy, Japanesey, and let's move on. The other thing is when you take this course, you still have to test out for a field day. It never used to be that way. A few years ago, they added this feature. And I think it's really stopped the online. And I think that was ultimately maybe their idea was it would like cease the online. We got a lot of old school trappers running this program. They didn't want to move ahead. But there's only like 8, 9, 10 places that you can take one of these tests. Hell, listen guys, if the Wisconsin Trappers Association was serious about getting this online course going for the last couple of years, they would actually had a test out at their state trapping convention, and they don't. So it's time for somebody like me who's going to stand up and say the truth and do what we have to do to move it forward. My idea is obviously do some videos, do some online training, set this course up, but I want to do it so Wisconsin is the epitome of the whole United States. I want to do it better than anybody else. I want to take modern technology and use it, and will it ever beat hands-on training? No. But the hands-on training idea no longer really is effective. So we have to make some changes. So that's what I went to speak. A couple things. Me and Rob kind of knew that the WTA wasn't going to take too kindly to me. So basically I'm a trapper. You got to understand how things work. So I chose to be the last speaker just so I didn't turn this into a big pissing match, and that's not what I wanted. I really wanted to focus on what we can do to make this better. And as you'll see, it kind of didn't work out that way. They literally, some of them at the end, that was their whole goal, was to discredit anybody. There was a guy there that was a Trappers Ed instructor and a game warden, and he got a violation. He thinks it's faulty. And they had an old retired state trooper that teaches a bunch of Trappers Ed. A little bit of ego stuff going on there, and he thought he got a bad deal, and they kicked him out of trappers instruction courses. You had me there. They don't really agree with my online presence, probably because I have an online presence. But anyway, so it was all that. The one thing I thought was really cool here was we had Democrats on one side, Republicans on the other. Didn't know what to expect. It was pretty freaking awesome with the Democrats. There was one lady in particular, she did a lot of questioning, and she was really big about what the actual meeting was about, what the whole thing was about. It was about educating, and she was all about, where do you go to find it? How come people don't have access to it? The Go Wild sucks. The WTA, it doesn't get advertised. It was really all about, this doesn't work, how can we fix it? And that was pretty impressive to me that came from a Democrat, and a woman at that. So we just got to learn to not be judgmental, and I kind of am sometimes. So hats off to her. She really impressed me. But anyways, the whole thing took about 2 hours and 15 minutes. I'll put a link to it where it is up on the Wisconsin page. You can watch the whole thing. It does get long, a lot of figures, a lot of facts, stuff like that. But I'm just going to show you right here the ending, what I did. Pretty proud of it. Life goes on, and we'll just hopefully we can move forward and we can make Wisconsin Trappers Ed like the most badass Trappers Ed in the country. Here you go.
There are some shortcomings, and having this meeting has brought them to my forefront. I'm new. I'm asking for a chance.
Super.
Since my name was brought up.
Sam, you're up to speak right now if you'd like.
What's that?
You're up to speak right now.
All right. Well, that'll work.
I hope you guys, gentlemen, stick around and listen to Sam. I think he's got some great ideas. With that, Sam Wood's up next.
Am I supposed to just stand, sit? What do you got going on? I'm probably I've become the social media guru, I guess, of trapping and sportsmen, and by accident. I'm pretty brash, pretty outspoken. I went to high school in Wild Rose, Wisconsin. I was lucky enough to run a trap line when I was younger. I didn't have anybody to teach me. I would walk my trap line to school, go to my teacher's room, Mr. Bob Gilbert and Craig Berkman had a little office. I dropped my waders off. As I got older, I got my pistol off. I did all that in school, put my fur in their freezer, and walked the trap line home. Somehow I made a bow fishing video. Was my passion, was bow fishing. I traveled around the country, shot tournaments, did bow fishing. It was actually the first bow fishing video to go to Bass Pro, Cabela's, and everything else. Then I decided Stony Wolf Productions was doing that, and they wanted me to make a trapping video because I was kind of starting to dabble in social media, and social media wasn't very big back then. 10 years ago, all of you on there were going to parades, kissing babies, shaking hands. Now you probably spend way more time on social media doing something else. It's probably where you get a lot of your information. Trapping is totally the opposite, and it always has been. It's been the sport that people don't want to talk about. But I had a gentleman who taught me a lot while I was growing up in trapping. It was Don Bauer. He was a fur buyer. Most of these guys probably knew Don Bauer. Taught me to focus on one thing, keep going. That's pretty much how my life has been. Focus on one thing, get really good at it, and then move on. So I did the bow fishing video, came up to do trapping, did a video, they wanted it. Right before we finished it, Don Bauer passed away. The video was 2 hours and 20 minutes long. Gonna sell it, gonna get rich, just like everybody else was back in the day, making videos. I knew I wasn't gonna get rich because I already had one that was in Bass Pro and Cabela's, and I knew the money wasn't there. So, me and my son decided we're gonna put it on YouTube. Got a hold of YouTube, it was way too long. Back in the day, YouTube only allowed a 10-minute video. Mine was 2 hours and 20 minutes long. Spent 8 months calling and calling and calling and calling and talking and everything else. And I was the first person to ever have a video on YouTube for 2 hours and 20 minutes. It was that long. They did it. Today my channel gets some protection because of that. So I can show actually shooting an animal. I can show the part of the sport that people, they want to hide through social media. But you can't do that nowadays. You're going to get exposed. They want to hear what's on social media to expand it, but I'm already hearing it. And we struggle. So you have this whole social media. You have the old school guys. I'm kind of stuck in the middle. I'm 50 years old, but somehow I've embraced social media. I run the Wisconsin Trappers Facebook page. It's a public page. I have one that's private. When it's private, we talk about things that we don't necessarily want the public. When it's public, talk about everything. We invite antis to come on our page. We don't discriminate because we have nothing to hide. Everybody today wants to hide something. But you have this plethora. I have my video has 750,000, 750,000 people that watch my YouTube video. According to these people, there's only 200,000 trappers in the whole United States. And I have 750,000 people. We can all talk about numbers, we can all do that. But if you don't move forward, you guys wouldn't have got elected. Trapping's gonna die. We have to do something. Now, do we get rid of hunters or trappers ed? No. They do a great job. I mean, old school trappers teaching, that's like invaluable knowledge. But a lot of these guys are never going to pick up a video camera, spend thousands of dollars, go out there and actually do it. And then get bombarded by antis or everybody else and just take everything. They just go under the radar. But I think you guys need to take and embrace every single thing. Social media, the tradition, the aspect, I think that you could move forward as a state and grab social media right now. I'll donate the equipment. I'll have my son help you edit the videos. I work in the oil field. We have to take safety courses that's unbelievable. 10-hour courses. The technology's there. You watch a 10-hour course. You have to watch the whole 10-hour course. You have to pass the test. You have to do all the requirements. The technology's there. Nobody wants to embrace it. You guys could be the epitome of the country if everybody would not worry about past numbers, what we're going to do, and just say, we're going to do it all. But we have to embrace social media. You guys have to get on board, or it's going to die. You could take and actually recall this. It's not trapper safety, it's trapper's education. I want to take it and educate why. Do you understand why we're all here? Wisconsin was founded on the trapping. Trappers came to Wisconsin and chased the beaver and everything else. We're here today because of trappers. Let's teach that. Let's teach about the fur booms. Let's teach about the ethics. Let's teach them how to deal with the antis. Because today in a social media world, you got kids on there, they get attacked by an anti, and it turns into a big cussing match. I used to be that guy. But now I can take and I can show them the education and the way to answer and to be politically correct and move forward. Don't stop what you have. Just build on what you got for the future. That's all we need to do. You could take and make this the epitome of the whole country. Because I don't know of any other state that's having a meeting like this and saying, what can we do about trapping? And a lot of that has to go with Rob. Rob's a trapper. If he wouldn't be in the position he's in, we wouldn't be here. Because nobody talks about trapping. It's the one sport in the outdoor world that people don't want to talk about. We're a small group, small voice. Except for me, I'm pretty loud and obnoxious, but I get her done.
So Sam, have you looked at the current online trapper safety videos?
Yeah, it's like 1980s.
And so your impression is that we could improve on those.
For sure.
And I heard the word donate come out of your mouth.
Yeah, I'll give the equipment, and the editing is going to be the biggest part. And then being able to reach out to like some of these people that do the OSHA 10-hour courses, or in the oil field, some of these people that do these courses where I'm required to watch the whole thing. I mean, are there going to be people that abuse the system? Yeah, we have it every day. But we can't let a few people dictate what we're going to do as a state moving forward.
So, and I haven't seen the online course now, I'll admit that, Mike, but how, is that an 8-hour online course? How long is it now?
It's up to the student to determine how long they're going to take it. There's no video online. There are a handful of short videos, but Jim, you want to bring that up?
You ready to address the committee?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir. All right, I am on. In law enforcement, I was a training officer for many years. In fact, Pat Quaintance was one of my students. I worked with a cameraman who's also an editor, who also professionally owned his own business, still does. It's called MVP Video Productions, and he's also my fishing partner. He has volunteered. In the process, in fact, this morning, Mike and I and Curtis were already talking about it, some of the different casts of characters and some of the different topics that we want to take care of. Probably do it at my farm, and it's rolling. It's rolling. You and I talked about this a couple months ago, and I've since that time we're working on it. They're coming.
So being the fact that Sam is a bit of a leader in the social media market, are you willing to work with Sam? And Sam, are you willing to work with the Trappers Association and the department to kind of do a collaborative so that everybody gets to use all of the best resources and skills we have available? Is that something we can also?
Yeah, because there's going to be two different aspects of it. Him from a law enforcement, they're an instructional type video. I'm from an entertainment type video. So in order to have a video that's 2 hours and 20 minutes long, you better have a lot of stuff to talk about. But I've learned if you look at social media again, started out, we all had Facebook or MySpace or whatever it was back then. I never got on MySpace. Facebook, started out, you made a post and people would engage in it. And pretty soon, if you were making a post without a picture, your analytics go down. And when I say analytics, when I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube and everything else, I pay the extra to see what people want to see. Because if I'm not giving them what they want to see, they ain't watching. and then you don't end up in a spot like this. So you go through, and then pretty soon it went to videos. You do videos, and now if you don't have a video with your post, you're pretty much not even anybody gonna look at you. But then you gotta look at, when you do a video for entertainment value, or even for an educational value, you have to start learning that you have to change. If you ever watch TV, take home tonight and watch TV and watch how many times the screen actually changes. It's about every 5 seconds in every show. That's subliminally telling your mind to pay attention. You have to do things in order to make it right. So if you're gonna go and you're gonna have a video and you're gonna make it just educational, I think you're gonna miss it. Because you're gonna sit there and you're just gonna talk about it. And but if you make it educational, make it so people will watch it and get on board, I think that's what you're doing. And I'm all on board to help with one end of it. You know, I'm pretty abrasive when it comes to dealing with some of the stuff, but I think that you need to do it all. And if they're willing to put it together, I'm willing to help them. If they don't need any help, I'm willing to step aside.
I know you told me this before too, and I agree with you that you can't just run a video for 2 hours or 3 hours or whatever it is. A lot of folks don't have that kind of time. So
Exactly.
Can we break it up into smaller segments, so I can do one tonight if I'm a school kid, I can do one after school tonight and one next week after
That's
school?
exactly how you need to do it. I mean, I'm known for the 2-hour videos or the hour videos, and then people are like, I can't believe I just watched that for an hour. But truthfully, my videos that are 10 minutes long have a way better retention rate, way better analytics than my longer videos. My longer videos are just something that people like to see.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mike.
I have some real concerns about Sam's entertainment videos on trapping. I had never seen one of your videos prior to last weekend, but when I heard that you might be in attendance at this meeting, I thought maybe I could look at a couple of them. And with respect to your raccoon trapping video, I observed both ethical violations and trapping regulation violations that were being shown to whoever watched them.
I dare you to, first of all, ethics. Ethics, we can all talk about ethics, so we can all attack each other. Ethics is going to be what you thought was right or wrong with the conservation award and getting a ticket. You think I'm right or wrong. A lot of people say ethics. Sam, I can't believe you showed yourself shooting a coon on TV or on YouTube. It's what I do.
I'd like to finish.
Okay, but you wanted to say I was ethically. If there is something that Sam Wood has broken the law about, I guarantee you I would be arrested.
Okay.
So gentlemen, first of all, Sam's here and you've already had your chance to speak, so.
I didn't point out what I saw.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, let's just focus on what we're gonna talk about. We're not talking about a specific issue from Sam. My idea is a collaboration between all of you guys, using Sam's skills for video and editing, and you guys' ideas on what the content should be. The department showed us that there's a minimum credentials and, I forget what it was, but there's a national course materials list, and we should work on that. I don't want to debate individual videos. I want to debate what some folks have and haven't done in the past. What I want to see is Sam's got the skill to help us. So either we want to embrace that skill and we can talk about what's going to be involved in that video or not. Or if you don't want to work with Sam, that's fine too. Let's go with that. But let's.
I'd like to work with Sam. I'm just saying that in the one video I saw trapping violations. You want me to point them out?
No.
I mean, whatever you feel you need to do, man, I'm all on board. Because here's the thing. If you're going to be a YouTube, if you're going to be a social media presence, you're going to be a target. If you're going to be a politician, you're going to be a target. You guys understand it. Y'all been through re-election. Y'all been through the mudslinging. We can all sit here and we can sling mud, or we can put all of our differences aside. I don't even have to be involved in the video. Maybe I'm just the guy standing in the back and say, maybe you should do this, or you should do this, or you should cut here. That's what this is not about. This is all about what we can do as trappers and to help bring more people into trapping and to move our state forward rather than hold us back. Now, if there's going to be anybody out here that's traps and says they've never had a violation, whether it was intentional or not or whatever, It is what it is. I mean, I fight with the DNR all the time. They're raw. The laws in the state of Wisconsin are gray at best. A lot of them. We have right-of-way trapping. A lot of these guys here are all about, we cannot trap in the right-of-way. We have state troopers that tell me I'm trespassing and everything. If Sam Wood has broken a law about trapping, he's going to get a ticket because I am the target. Have I been have I gotten a violation? Yeah. I even got a violation from Dave Algren, who was one of my best friends at the time. I mean, it happens, you know. I was 4 feet too close to a dam shooting carp.
Okay.
Dave,
Well, let's wrap it back into the trapper safety.
It's trapper's education. We don't have trapper's safety. That's
trapper education. Let's talk about it in that realm. Moving forward, we have identified some things. I think everybody in this room wants to move forward and make things better.
For sure.
I hope we don't get caught up in petty things about who did what and who didn't. Anything else that you think you can add in on the trapper education?
I just think that if you're going to sit, you know, we had a lot of people spoke before me, and it was all about the good of what we got and the statistics and the numbers. Is it failing? Yeah, every one of us fails at everything we do. If you don't move forward, you're moving backwards. You know, it's if you take any point in your life, if you stop worrying about getting votes, do you get votes? No, you got to move forward with everything. I think everybody needs to put their differences aside. We all have some strong personalities, especially me. Being Sam Wood is hard. I guarantee you, being Sam Wood is hard. But I'm okay with what I do and how I handle myself. I never once go out and negatively try to impact. Am I a member of the Wisconsin Trappers Association? Absolutely not. Will I ever be? Absolutely not. Will I work with them closely to make trapping better in the state? Absolutely, 100%. That's where I'm at. You know, and do I agree with everything that the DNR has? Absolutely not. Am I ever going to agree with it? Absolutely not. Am I going to work with the DNR to make this better? Absolutely.
Well, that sounds good, and I think that about wraps up our testimony. I don't see any further questions. I'd like to thank everybody for coming to this hearing. I think the ultimate goal of this hearing is to identify places that we could improve. I think we identified places we can improve as well as places we might disagree, but moving forward, the goal is to improve trappers education in the state of Wisconsin. So, thank you everyone for coming.
Thank you, sir.